So what do you call yourself? Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey, what can I do for you this fine day?
This is your destiny. Hot, hot, hot.
Right now.
Welcome to the LaTangela Show. Come on in and enjoy yourself.
Right now.
We gon' party like no one else. Welcome to the LaTangela Show.
Hey, it's the voice inside your speaker box, LaTangela Fay. And thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to join me for another episode of the LaTangela Show podcast. You know, it does my heart well to have this time together where we can unplug, unwind, chat about this, chat about that. And, you know, we're always going to tap in. A lot of things are going on in the city and surrounding areas. And I like to take those virtual field trips that's giving us an escape, right? And when I say an escape, I mean like a mental break from the regular day-to-day routine that we get lost in the hustle and the bustle and dear life is just out here lifing. Okay, that was my woosah moment. So today I do have some random research, and in the hot seat on the tan line, we're going to chop it up. I love a good story, but what's the story behind the story? We're going to PBS, and we're also going to the theater. We are taking it there with some heavy hitters in the industry. Today in the hot seat on the tan line, we're going to chat with none other than the Director of Editorial and Brand Engagements at PBS, Ms. Tayrn Jackson. You know, they have always supported independent films and independent filmmakers. Well, they're kicking something off that you want to be a part of, and I'm here for it. Just think of this as story time. It's coming up in a hot second, as well as Demetrius Grosse. He's checking in. He is an award-winning actor and producer. You know, I've been practicing my lines. Oh, wait, Charlie, don't leave me. He said I got some work to do. And he might be right. Being that he's the heavy hitter in the industry, I'm going to trust that and just get back to work. Try it again. But his level of transparency is going to take us to another level. Right now, he's rocking the screens with Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. Have you heard about it? Okay, well, now, Bishop Martin is his character, and he is going to do everything he can to tell us how he embodied this. Like, he really read the script. He wasn't the first up for the role. He didn't lose his inspiration behind it. But once he got it, what did he do with it? Okay, they're working magic with it right now. It's doing a wonderful run in the theater. So if you're making plans to be somewhere or a family outing, this is one of those heavy topics that I don't want you to miss. So be sure to check it out. PBS's very own Tayrn Jackson is coming up, as well as Demetrius Grosse of Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. I want you to check it out. Once you log on to LaTangela.com, you'll see how we can connect in the community. I've teamed up with Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys, where Gordon gives and Tan cares, highlighting nonprofit organizations and community stakeholders that's going above and beyond to get it done. If you have one of these nonprofits, or if you would like to nominate one, drop me a line at LaTangela@getgordon.com, or just click the link at LaTangela.com. I came across some random research, and it began to make all of the sense in the world to me. It may not mean a thing to you, but it made sense to me. Don't ask me any serious questions after midnight. It's not just me thinking this. According to a scientific journal called the Psychiatry Research Journal, if you stay up late at night, don't make any big decisions. Researchers talk about the mind after midnight effect. It's really a thing, stating that after midnight, the mind undergoes some dramatic changes. I can believe that. And because of that, after midnight, people are more likely to see the world in a negative way. They're more likely to make impulsive decisions and to engage in harmful behaviors. So if you have any big questions to ask me, make sure you do it before 11:58, 11:59 p.m., because after midnight, things change. If you had to come up with the top list of your summer songs for 2024, what would make that list? I saw this random research come in from Costco Connection, and it made me wonder, who did they survey? Because I'm here for it, but is this the list? California Girls made the list. Call Me Baby, I'm here for it. Cruel Summer, it made the list. And When Doves Cry by Prince. Now, those are the top summer songs. All of them will feel good, but how did Back That Thing Up not make the list? Like, what are we doing? Y'all don't have any Queen on this list? Like, what are we doing? Bohemian Rhapsody didn't make like, okay, Costco Connection. Blink once for yes, twice for no, or hold your breath for maybe. If you want to decompress and get that stress off your chest, be a bird watcher. I'm giving you the inside scoop and maybe even a cheap hobby that's going to help you decompress and get the stress off your chest. We know that enjoying nature can dramatically reduce anxiety, like getting out, taking a walk. That's why I always say, did you get your steps in today? It's important. Chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it, right? Right. Well, if you want Mother Nature to help you out, she can really do that if you pick up a pair of binoculars and you check out our feathered friends for at least 30 minutes. According to psychology research, they say if you just observe birds for about 30 minutes, it's going to lead to some of the most significant improvements in stress and happiness. Okay, all right. Summer is upon us, and maybe it's time for you to head to the beach or just lay out by the pool. Well, according to Body Image, it's a scientific journal, a lot of research going out because social media has been creating this false narrative to where perfection exists. I don't know if it's the app. I don't know if it's the filter. I don't know if it's just us giving too much credit where credit may not even be due. But if you're feeling anxious about getting into a swimsuit or just getting outside for the summer, you might want to take a break from social media. According to this recent research of over 4,000 women, when the women put down their social media after a week of no social media, no Instagram, no Facebook, no TikTok, no Where We Meet, no nothing, just nothing. They put the phone down for a week. They said that they reported a significant boost in their self-esteem and body image. Put the phone down and just know, girl, you are rocking it. Do you hear me? You are all that and then some. A bag of chips. Are they still saying that? You all that in a bag of chips? No? Okay, but you still are, though. Coming up, we're going to chat with the heavy hitters, and I want you to join the conversation. If you would like to be a guest, all you have to do is submit your information. Hit me up at LaTangela.com. Keep it locked right where you have it. And a bag of chips. Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Holding on yet, holding on. You know, we're inching our way through the work week, and you were just the ray of sunshine that I needed. I know they have been keeping you super busy, and I'm grateful that you took time out of your schedule because I've got questions that need answers.
Yes, well, I'm here. I'm ready to answer all your questions.
Now, PBS, they're up to something different. Bringing it back is the 2024 PBS Short Film Festival. I'm glad to know this because the voices in my head, sometimes they get loud and they need somewhere to go. So, for the independent films and all of these festivals that you curate, tell me a little bit about the vision.
You know what? We have been doing this film festival now. We're in year 13. We started in 2012. And
That's
so
awesome.
the PBS yeah, we're so excited. So the PBS Short Film Festival was always about celebrating independent films and independent filmmakers. So providing, filmmakers with a trusted platform such as PBS and a huge platform to give these stories the visibility that they probably would not get anywhere else. And so that's always the vision. That's how we've kept the main thing for all of these years. And while, it's gone through different iterations as far as timing, length, the number of films that we have in the film festival, the point is to celebrate these filmmakers and celebrate storytelling. And so this year, we have the theme of story time for, our short film festival. And we're celebrating the art of short form storytelling. You talked about the voices in your head, but like seriously, it takes a lot of creativity to tell a powerful, impactful story in 8 to 10 minutes. There's an
Right.
art to that. And so we wanted to celebrate that with this year's theme being story time. So we have 15 films ready for everybody to start watching July 15th. And they span over 4 different categories. We have family, heroes, environment, and society. So there's something for everyone.
That's a lot because over the past 13 years, I know that you all have seen the growth. And with the growth, not just from the story time itself, not just the content itself, but for the participation. How is it that you can narrow it down to just 15 stories?
It's tough. Let me tell you, this is not an easy task. So we work closely with our National Multicultural Alliance presenting partners. So that's Black Public Media, Center for Asian American Media, Latino Public Broadcasting, Pacific Islanders and Communication, and then with our local PBS stations as well. So they all come together. They go out in their communities, the local stations and the National Multicultural Alliance, and they say, hey, we're going to submit to the PBS Short Film Festival. Do you have anything? So by the time that we open up submissions in January, we receive anywhere between 100 and 125 submissions. So,
Yeah.
I work with a lot of great people. So 8 or 9 of us, we watch the films independent of each other. We score them, we rank them, we rate them, and then we meet. That's what I call like my toughest meeting at PBS. We meet for, sometimes it can take up to 2 hours and we get that number down, we get it down. So this year we got it down to 15. It was not easy, but I
At
think that
all.
when people watch the films, you're really seeing the cream of the crop.
I love the fact that you said we reach out to others because representation, it really matters. And when we start with the short films, it's almost like we're getting the opportunity to see through other lens. Like the things that we see, we may see it differently, but now we're opening the line of communication. We're getting greater understanding. And while you're watching these films, you got the popcorn, you got you something good to sip on. What are some of the things that you rank it by? I mean, I know you sit there, you watch it, the quality of film, maybe they have the best storyline and not the best camera or edits. How does all of that weigh in for you?
Okay, first of all, just from that question alone, don't ignore me if I call you and ask to screen with
I
us
got you.
because
Say less. Teamwork. I am here for
because
you.
yes, because I was like, whoa, this is a really great question. One of the things that
Thank
I
you.
always say is that I make it my responsibility to make sure that everyone sees themselves or someone they love represented in at least one film. So you should never
Nice.
walk away from this film festival where you didn't feel like you saw yourself or someone you love represented. So I take
Mhm.
that very seriously. So from there, you watch the film that you think resonates the most with you, or you feel like that is the one that, really, really speaks to you. I hope that when you're in the spirit of the film festival, you go a step further and start watching films that maybe wouldn't normally interest you. That's not something you would want to click on, typically.
Right.
And then you learn something, or you're inspired, or you start thinking about certain things differently. And so that's why I love this, because PBS really, we provide the platform, but we get
Yeah.
out the way. These stories are told by filmmakers, and so that's really important to me.
And using the platform of PBS, trusted, been here for years, making it happen, and have been such a cornerstone when it comes to education, entertainment. I like to call it edutainment because you always entertain us while educating us. But now, do you feel a shift that social media is here and everyone now is a filmmaker? Everyone now is a storyteller. Everyone now, I mean, they do it all with a hashtag and a retweet. So, have you noticed the quality or the difference, or even the level of submissions now that they have other platforms, although they're not as trusted as PBS? I'm gonna put my stamp on that. But have you noticed a difference with that?
You know what? I think that one of the main things, and the reason why I love PBS and I love working in public media, is about accessibility, right?
Mhm.
So I'm going to always celebrate accessibility. I want people to be able to tell their stories and share their stories however they feel is best for them and the best
Right.
representation. I think when you have a legacy brand that you're working with PBS, you do your best to just stand in what you know. And that is being trusted, being very clear, and being very, transparent about your content, about where it comes from, about where these, who's telling the stories. And so I feel
Right.
like if you stay solid, right? In that, while these things come and go, and even if some of them are here to stay, we're definitely dedicated to making sure that we get with the times. You know, PBS recently launched our own TikTok channel, and it won a
Yeah.
Webby this past year.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, so we're going to make sure that we are up on the latest. You know, our app is incredible, the PBS app. There's a lot there. But the thing that will always set us apart is our accessibility, you know. And so yes, other things they're accessible, but like you said, they're not trusted. They're not as trusted as we are. So when you come with the accessibility and the trust, it's unmatched. And so that's why, you know, we're just going to keeping on plugging ahead and making sure that we continue to provide a trusted platform for these filmmakers to tell their stories.
Right. And it's definitely bragging rights when they can say, you know what, PBS, they stood with me, they selected me, they decided to share my vision with their viewers. And so many different viewers across the world, they depend on you to provide them with the best of the best. So, look, I do not envy the position, knowing that that weight is on your shoulders, but you're doing it with style and grace. With the 15 that have been submitted and that we will be watching starting, what is that, July 15th? Monday. We're going to kick it off the right way, July 15th. It'll be streaming. It'll be available on all of the apps. What are some of the things that we should expect from that? Are we casting our votes or are we just getting to view it?
Yeah, so you know what? That's another great question. So there used to be a time, you know, like we've been in this for 13 years. There was a time where there was voting, we did rankings, we did all of that. But you know what? We decided years ago, a couple years ago, to do away with that. So we could just
Yeah.
celebrate the film. Celebrate the filmmaking. Now, there is still a juried prize. We do have an incredible jury that has been a part of the film festival since 2017. So, while the film festival will run July 15th through the 26th, we will
Uh-huh.
announce our jury prize winner on July 29th. So as far as everyone that's going to just, you know, log on the 15th and enjoy the festival, just watch the films, watch them, like you said, get something good to eat, something good, you know, watch them with, you know, great company, do all of
Yeah.
those things and just enjoy the film festival. And then we'll announce the jury prize winner on Monday, July 29th.
I love it. And I want you to think of this as an extension of your office. You always got something going on. So tell them, look, I need to jump in the hot seat or on the tan line. And as you make your way further to Louisiana, I got you. It's a field trip and I'm your tour guide. Okay.
I appreciate that. My oldest just moved to Louisiana a couple weeks ago. So you better believe I'm going to take you up on that.
Please do tell her cousin's on the tan line and I got her. Okay. Say less.
I appreciate it.
PBS, you definitely got it right. Tayrn Jackson, you are the real MVP. I know you have more work to do, so I'm gonna let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
I love that. I love you too. And thank you so much for having me.
Anytime, and I'll see you soon.
Take care.
Hello.
LaTangela, hello. Can you hear me okay?
Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm holding on. Look, you know you can run, but you can't hide. They were like, you know, the man working, it's a travel day for him. I say, you tell him, I feel like talking today. And I'm grateful that you took time out of your schedule because I know that you are a busy man making it happen.
Well, just right now, you know, we have a few things going on, and this weekend is our second weekend in the box office and in the theaters for Sound of Hope, Story of Possum Trot. So we are just, you know, promoting and trying to get the word out and let people know that this is an important movie for them to see. And so yeah, it's been pretty busy.
Absolutely. Now, when it comes to the world of entertainment, you're absolutely not a stranger to it. How did you know that you wanted to take this from a hobby to a career?
Really, I was just good at it. You know,
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, and so moreover, I actually saw you know, the effect it had on on my grandmother and my mother and my father. Like, you know, my family really rallied behind me early on, doing plays and coming from the theater and just loving the all the adrenaline and the experience of being on stage. Really, I started
Yeah.
in the theater, so and I try to get back as often as I can. So for me, it was just really enjoying it. And you know, I heard a quote early on that people said that you know, if you do what you love, you don't work a day in your life. You
That's
know,
true.
and so you know, work is work, but it's definitely more rewarding when we do what we love to do, and it's something that I've always enjoyed since being young. And it's it's not an easy road, but it's fulfilling and it's worthwhile, you know.
Yeah.
Much like you as a radio journalist, I'm sure you enjoy what you do. So coming to work doesn't always feel like, you know, arduous. It feels, I'm sure, very fulfilling for you sometimes. So it's the
That's
same.
true. That's true, you know, and it's like whenever you have that platform, so many people, they kind of diminish the value of their platforms because they think if it's not the lights, it's not the camera, it's not the action, it's not in the moment, you are still putting in the work. So whenever the time is there, you don't have to prepare to get ready because this is your purpose. It's your passion and you do it day in and day out and it shows. And now we're here for the Sound of Hope. There's a lot going on with this. How did you know that this was a story that really needed to be told and you wanted to help portray this character?
Well, because there's so many children that are in the foster care system, and the movie was so authentically written to really capture the Martins. First Lady Donna Martin and Bishop W.C. Martin are, you know, vanguards of faith and what it means to just buckle down, knuckle up, and put faith in action. You know, these are, to me, heroic people.
Right.
They banded together their small church community in Possum Trot, Texas, and took 22 families and adopted 77 of the hardest to place children in the foster care system in their region. And so, to me, their story was a kind of miracle, but it wasn't like a magic trick or something that was esoteric at all. These are people that just, you know, banded together, galvanized their community and made a difference. And so to me, that's the kind of stories that I think the world needs more of to level up and elevate our community and our culture.
And when you take somewhere like a Possum Trot, people may think like, wait, what's going on?
Right.
That raises a flag. And then when you say they took in, wait, how many families? That's impacting so many lives. And you're meeting someone, that's compassion. That'll take you out of your own comfort zone to go and get someone else to make sure that they're good, to make them more comfortable and to create a better life for them. With that story being told, I know it was hard to let some things hit the cutting room floor, but what was that aha, that pivotal moment that let you know that this is the script, this is the right story, this is what needs to be told in this moment?
That pivotal moment for me was, I think, after the first day of shooting. That I just remember going back to my hotel room and just falling on my face in prayer. That was the first time, you know, like sometimes when I read the Bible, they talk about people just falling down on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, I had never experienced that. But for me, this process to get in this film was such hard work. You know, I wasn't originally the original choice for the role, and then I had taped a series of auditions and just improvisations of me preaching, and Bobby and Elkin Garabedian put my tapes in front of the producers and the directors, and so I was able to come in and gain a lot of ground very fast with the characterization and the performance. And I just remember that after the first day of shooting, just coming back to my hotel, just being so grateful that I could tell this story and that I felt equipped to tell this story because I'd done so many different kinds of roles, but this was the kind of role that I've been like aiming for years. I've been trying to get a role like this, of this magnitude, and a story this important. So that's hopefully an answer to your question.
But see, that's deep in itself. The level of transparency that people do not say. You know, I wasn't even the first choice for this role. I had to go through a series of no's before I got that yes. And then when I got the yes, I still had to put in the work and find myself, find the character. And it was the person that put you in front of the right, but you were positioned for it, you were poised for it. And then you still had a level of gratitude when you got it, right?
I still do.
It's like, we live in this instant gratification where everything is a hashtag or a retweet. Nobody's putting in the work for real, you know? So when you get things like this, you really feel the passion behind somebody who is anointed and called to do what they're doing. And I appreciate you for that, because telling those stories let people know that even though in this season it may be a no, next season very well could be your yes. So you still got to work while it's dark.
And
That's amazing.
sometimes they say that a no from man is actually God's protection
Mhm.
and God's provision for something that you can't see that's right around the corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
All that's in play.
I'm loving it. And right now we are in film, Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. Where can we keep up with you and all of the things that you have going on? Because I know it's unfair to say what's next because we are so engaged with this right now. It's just
Right.
moving.
Yeah, no, let's stay
You don't
focused on
sit
this.
still.
Yeah, we got a big theatrical release right now. We're in 2,200 theaters nationwide, so you can see the movie somewhere. You can find it somewhere. It's AMC releasing it in their theaters, and I can be reached at on Instagram at Demetrius Grosse, or Facebook is Fans of Demetrius Grosse is my page, and I try to do my best to keep up with people when they reach out. But yeah, I'm at Demetrius Grosse on IG.
There it is. You see, I'm Googleable. I ain't hard to find out here in these streets.
Yeah, same number, same hood. It's all good.
You know. And I want you to think of this as an extension of your office. So as you're going through Louisiana, you pull up in Baton Rouge. It's a field trip. I'm here. We'll post it up. I haven't been to the movies in a while, but I tell you this, I'm going to find the theater and I'm going to see Sound of Hope, the story of Possum Trot. I'm going to have my popcorn. I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
have me some snacks. I'm talking about the good snacks, some
Wow.
gummy bears, some
Wow.
M&Ms, and
Come
I'm
on
all
now.
in.
Preach.
I'm all in.
Hallelujah.
Now, won't he do it? Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? And he will.
He will.
He will.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for
He's
all
doing
that
it.
you do.
Thank you, sister. LaTangela Fay.
That's the one. Look, I know you got more work to do, so I'm going to let you chase the sun or let the sun chase you. But either way, get after it. I love you, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Okay. I receive that and reciprocate that. Peace.
Thank you.
All right.